Today we're going to be talking about a few exercises to improve your trills. Welcome. Welcome to the studio. My name is Cassie and I'm a professional violist and teaching artist. So today I wanted to work on a few exercises to improve your trills. This kind of already assumes that your left hand is in a good position, you're all set up, and your finger action is correct, but we're going to talk about that really quickly before we start. So in music, when you see a note with TR printed over it, that means trill. And just a quick note about that, it means within the key unless it's otherwise indicated. So for instance, if we're in C major, I've got a B printed and it says TR over it, trill. I'm going to trill B to C natural because that would be in my key. If there's a sharp or a flat printed over that note as well, that would indicate the note that you're trilling to. So if there was the note B, TR, and then there's a sharp printed, I would trill to C sharp. So these usually indicate a note that is not within the key, and that's why they would indicate it over the note, because they want that instead of the diatonic or within the key note. So we're going to use that example of B. I'm going to be on my A string. I'm going to set my 1, and even before I bring sound into it, because as soon as I hear something, my ear is going to tell me change something with your left hand. We want to make sure that that left hand action is correct. So I'm going to set my 1, and I'm going to practice lifting and plopping my 2 from my base or my lowest knuckle, which looks like this. So set 1. Lift and plop from your base or your lowest knuckle. And you should be able to hear it. So once that action is feeling like it's good, we're going to bring that with the bow to hearing sound, and we're going to use some rhythms. I'm going to set my metronome to 60, and at 60, I'm going to have oscillations per beat. So here's 60. We're going to start out with 2 oscillations per beat. So bum, 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 bum. That's an oscillation in this. That's what I mean when I mean oscillation. So set your 1 and practice 1, 2, 1, 2. Lift and plop from that base knuckle. Once that's feeling good, let's try it with the bow. You should hear a ping when your finger goes down on the string. And when you depress the string, remember that we're not depressing it and continuing to depress. It's just depress and kind of settle there. So we don't want to squeeze. That's going to impede going fast. So once we've got 2 oscillations per beat feeling good, we're going to try 2 and then 2 bows of that. So down bow, up bow. And then we're going to try 3. So that will sound like this. Set your 1. Remember that action from the base knuckle. Now 3. Now be careful as you increase those oscillations. It can be really tempting to start squeezing with your thumb, or especially where your pointer finger is contacting at the base knuckle. Keep everything really, really loose. And remember that depressing action doesn't mean that you have to continue to depress once you've hit the string. So we did a down bow, up bow of 2 oscillations, a down bow, up bow of 3. We're going to try for 4 after that. Okay. Set your metronome. 2 oscillations. 1, 2, 1, 2. Triple it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I screwed that up because I tried to say 4 when I was doing 3. You don't have to say what's coming, and neither should I, because I totally screwed it up. But you get the idea. We're increasing the number of oscillations per click. So we did 2, 3, 4. We're going to do 6 next, so it's just triple it, triple it, triple it, triple it, triple it, triple it. It helps to think of it that way. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's go back to our 2s and get that whole progression. I'll show you from a little bit closer. Watch my left hands. 2. 6. Before you move on to doing any faster oscillations, you want to make sure that it's even. So if I have my metronome on and it's sounding not even, where it's kind of phasing, just go back and do whatever oscillation you kind of got off track at first, and then you can increase the speed later. So at this point, we've gotten 6 oscillations per click. You can go to 8, or you can just kind of do what I call free trilling, or it's not measured. So let's try to get the 8 before we do the free trilling. So we're going to start all the way back at 2. I'm going to show you from this side now. Watch the finger action here. And then we would go to free trilling. So this constant increase of oscillations per note is going to help you to get that trill. I see a lot of students when they start working on trill exercises, they just kind of start shaking their hand and hoping that it happens. Not the best idea. We want to have that finger action secured. I've also seen people use vibrato. So if I'm vibrating, it's always kind of dragging my hand to and fro, right? So I can use that kind of as an impetus to start that motion, but we don't want a default setting to using vibrato, which would look like this. It's not going to get us the best sound. It's not going to be replicable. Let's just say that. It's kind of like by chance if it happens, great, but we want to do finger action. That's what's going to get us our best sounding trill. So hopefully that tip helped you with your trills. There's many more, but I just figured I'd come in and give you a quick one if you were struggling. This is also a really great exercise to do even if you don't have a trill in your piece, because it's good for getting your fingers isolated from each other and using that finger action or the independent fingers. I can pick any fingers I want. It doesn't have to be 2 adjacent ones. I could pick first finger and third finger. Still lifting and plopping from that bass knuckle. I can use the oscillations for that. So if you want to use it on a scale, you can use it on 2 adjacent notes of a scale. If it was D major, 1 and 2, 2 and 3. Don't forget about your poor pinky, because sometimes we have to do a trill on 4th finger. So a couple of different ways to modify that exercise. Hopefully that helps. Thank you, as always, so much for joining me. If you have any questions or things you're struggling with, post it in the comments. And until the next one, happy practicing.